Hello everyone, so today we will be taking a look at this aquarium and also feeding the fish. As you can see, now we have a lot of different textures coming just because I have trimmed and replanted a lot of plants, including this myriophyllum, and this hygrophila also is spreading out, and some rotala that doesn't look very well, but I hope that it will bounce back. So well, because I recently changed the water. So now let's feed the fish, and the first thing that we will use is granules to feed the catfish as well, the corridor catfish, right? So it's a little bit tricky to do it with one hand, but I will try doing my best. So now we have this little bunch of the food that we will drop. And now everyone will start, attacking all these things, but some of those will fall down on the floor. And as you can see, some corridor catfish, they learned how to, catch those up in the water, in the water column, which is a little bit surprising for them because they usually are very shy. But those guys are not very shy, as you can see. And it's been like that for quite some time. And now they are already getting down to the foot. And let's talk about the common mistake that many young fish keepers, beginner fish keepers make. So the first mistake that they make is that they are afraid that their fish will suffer from the lack of food. But in all honesty, it's not like that. Most of the fish, they do not eat that much actually, and sometimes even like skipping one day is a good idea, just because it's just like a physical exercise for them. And also they will not eat that much. Maybe the angelfish will eat a little bit more, but not much more. That's why you can see I have a pinch of the food in my hands, and I will spread it out on the surface of the water, and maybe another pinch like that, and this will be pretty enough for a day. So once a day, small feeding like that, and it will be okay. So why it's so important? Fish keepers, beginners, they usually put a lot of food, and 50% of this food is not eaten at all, and it starts disintegrating in water, and it basically makes it worse. It spoils it, it pollutes it, and that's why ammonia builds up, and as a result, because of the ammonia, the fish may die. So this is the scenario, especially in the tanks that are young, meaning that there is not like a completely established cycle of beneficial bacteria and such kind of stuff. So we will add a little bit more of this fish food. So I will be adding a smaller pinch of the food, and this should be enough for everybody. So if you feed like this, maybe even this is a little bit too much. So if you feed like this, so there should be less problems, of course. And of course, excessive food also results in algae, and algae is no good for the aquarium, of course. It just spoils the view, and it makes a lot of work to you as well. Now let's come to this aquarium, and these guys eat a little bit more because they are tiger barbs, special platinum tiger barb variety. And you see we have a bunch of black skirt tetras in here, some corridor catfish. So now we will put this pinch of the food here, and they will start eating voraciously. They are very aggressive, eaters, as you can see. And this will not be enough, of course. And you know what? Nothing falls on the floor, so I need to make sure that corridor have their own part. So I will put more granules in here, and I will just drop it like that. So I basically put them on the surface and then slide them to this place in here, this open space, and the food falls down. and corridor kidfish right now are in here, so I will put the bunch of those, granules below, on the surface, and they will start falling down. Now we have put the food 3 times, and this is enough for a day, because no matter how much you give, they will always try to eat more and more, and it's not always good, because the fish may also suffer from obesity, and they have a giant appetite. These guys are really chunky as well right now. Well, they will try to search for some leftovers that have fallen down. So that's basically a typical behavior for them. And every day you should feed different food. So for example, today I fed them this and that, and maybe tomorrow I will feed something else. This is an example of how excessive food may bring you some problems. As you can see, these black things are all snails, and the population is growing just because there are only 3 fish and some shrimp, but I think that I put too much food, and these food leftovers are consumed by those guys, and that's why they multiply without a problem. So today we will be feeding just a very moderate amount, just like this, right? So now it's here, and everyone should eat it because it starts falling, and the fish catch it. I dropped some here. I will clean that in a moment's time. And I think that I won't feed the shrimp on purpose, because they had like a few tablets yesterday, so I think that's okay. But in terms of the plants, they are growing, they are taking over, especially this dwarf Sagittaria, so I'm happy for that. But you need to remove some of that, because sometimes it is too much and it is blocking the light, so it's not really good. So you see, these guys are already catching all those. Well, and the shrimp also will have their own part as well. So well, thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye, take care, and have a good one.